G'day, everybody. And again, thank you for that intro. My name is Nicolaas Krüger, and I'm from Rollbar. And one of the things we often find with most of our customers is they have one thing in common. They want to understand when things go horribly wrong in their application code, hopefully before their customers or users find out. And we have a great way of doing this and helping you not only find these problems, know about them in the first place, but then also resolve them very, very quickly. And to do that is you can go ahead and sign up for a Rollbar account. Now, for many of you, you might be working in Vue.js, you might be doing some front-end projects, back-end projects, and Rollbar actually supports various different frameworks and languages out of a box. So not only can you pick, for example, a Vue.js project over here, but if you might be working on a Go backend or Python, or you might be working on an iOS application or Android application, any of these types of applications, it'll work seamlessly with those types as well, including if you're doing some serverless work as well. You can go ahead and pick, for example, AWS Lambdas as well. Now, how do we go ahead and make our application work with Rollbar so that we can start to know about these errors as soon as they happen, and we can actually fix them potentially before our customers even know about them? So the first thing is, once you've signed up for your Rollbar account, you go ahead and create a brand new project. Now, a project in Rollbar is the same as your Git repository. So if you have a Git repository, it'll match a Rollbar project. In this case, I've called mine the Vue.js project. Now, as soon as you've created your project, you can go ahead and select Vue.js in this example over here, and we'll press continue. Now, to set up Rollbar, it is really simple. If you're using NPM, you'll simply run the NPM install to install the Rollbar package. If you're using Yarn, go ahead and add the Rollbar package to your application. Once you've gone ahead and done that, you can simply go ahead and copy this section of code to your rollbar config.js file. So what is happening over here? Essentially, every project gets an access token. This takes the data that's coming from your application. So if there's a handled or unhandled exception, and it links it to your project. Now, you can go ahead and tell Rollbar to grab uncaught or unhandled exceptions. You can mark those as true or false. Then you can set what environment you're running, if you're running in production, if you're running in dev or staging or QA. And of course, you can tell us the code version you're running. This could, of course, be a Git SHA as well. Now, one nice thing with Rollbar is if you do want to link up your GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket repositories with Rollbar, you can actually do so. And when we then find that exception or error, we can actually show you the line of code and how to fix it as well. But here you can simply see the line of code. I would copy that over. And then if I scroll down a bit, I do have to go and update a couple of my Vue plugins over here. So again, I want to import that Rollbar package, go ahead and make sure that we set up the error handler. And then once we've done that, we can actually start to capture errors as well. Now, if you register that plugin over here, you can see in your main app file. Again, we want to make sure we register the Rollbar application, and we can start to go ahead and capture those exceptions. And here you can, for example, see if I want to just test the very first error message, I can have a little button over here. If I hit the trigger button, I can simulate throwing an exception. And in this example, I will simply throw a brand new error, and that'll go ahead straight into Rollbar. And that's really all you've got to do to capture these exceptions in Rollbar. Now, once we started to capture these exceptions, how do they actually look? So let's go ahead and actually look at a real error inside of a Rollbar system. Now, once we've actually caught these errors, and I'm just going to look at, for example, one of these errors over here, I can see the actual error over here. In this case, it's a Python error. It'll work exactly the same for your JavaScript errors. But as I mentioned, if you connect Rollbar up to your source code repositories, not only will we give you the full stack trace, we'll also say, hey, this is the line of code that is breaking. We'll also give you all the local arguments, variables that typically are required to solve this problem. So how do you actually know about this before your users do? Well, you set up notifications in Rollbar. So go ahead and set up notifications to PagerDuty, Slack channels, Jira, VictorOps, or just an email message. How do those look? Well, if you go in, open up a Slack message, you will see instantly as soon as the error happens, be it handled or unhandled, you'll get notified in real time. That is 3 to 5 seconds. And if you have the same error happening all the time, Rollbar is smart enough with its machine learning algorithms to group all the errors together. So we'll only notify you once and tell you that this error is simply happening a lot. And you can also use our anomaly detection to understand how often an error is happening. Is it really important? How many people are affected? and should I be working on this error as the first thing? And that's typically what you would use this UI for. But again, all of this is possible via our API, also via our Terraform providers. So hopefully this helps you understand how you could set up Rollbar in your Vue.js project using a couple of lines of code. Very simple to go ahead and do. And once it's connected, you will start to see all your handled and unhandled exceptions flow into Rollbar. And hopefully you go ahead and set up some notifications to know about these errors. And if you do the right thing, you start to know about these, you can fix the code, commit it in, and you will actually solve these errors for your customers before they start to reach out to you. So we highly recommend for all of those of you watching today to go ahead, sign up for your free Rollbar account. There's a great offer. You get $250 off if you sign up for your first year's paid subscription. So I would highly recommend taking advantage of that offer as well. We'll also be running a workshop, so we do look forward to many of you joining us on that workshop as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to assist you, to help you understand how you can understand all the errors that are happening in your code and fix them before your users do. So thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it and hope to be working with you as you start to set up Rollbar in your future projects as well.